to Shooting the Shit with Rhonda T. Tonight we're reviewing Love and Marriage Detroit, season 1, episode 4. Is D coming? Nah.
No,
Probably.
because he paying bed wars upstairs.
Okay, well, on that note, go ahead, smash this thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel, and let's get into Detroit. So we resume back on the Detroit River with Anthony balling like a big ass baby because
Anthony.
he wants his granny back because she's the only one that has his back.
Dang.
I don't want to talk about Atlanta no more. Anthony, is completely ridiculous for you to think it's okay for you to leave your family in the middle of a pandemic and go to move to anywhere. Was Atlanta even open during the pandemic?
Yeah, they were. I seen them fools down there.
Huh?
They were. I seen them fools down there.
They was open at the club. I don't know if they was open down to the Marvel Studios.
Leonard once had the one started the drive-through strip club. Remember that? That was Atlanta. That's why he missed being down there.
All I know is, I mean, everybody was working remote, and I just feel like I don't understand what he even wants to happen.
His wife is like, I didn't know production at that time. Like, I understand what you're saying, but production was shut down. It must
everything was shut down.
Who was he down in Atlanta?
So what's really going on in Atlanta?
Yeah, who was down in Atlanta that
whatever it is, it got you in tears. Jesus, you still crying about it, like snot and everything.
Yeah.
Latoya's like, I didn't know you were still holding on to all this resentment. It's not that. Yeah, it is. That's what it is.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Child. Anthony, I'm not buying it. I want you to stop. And if that was, if that's in your destiny, then it's gonna happen. I think Anthony's problem is he over here trying to make a man movement, but his woman is the breadwinner of the family. Is making him feel some type of
that's part of his issue.
Part of it. And the other thing is, we want to know, Anthony, who was down in the ATL that you were down there and bought a whole house? And now the people got questions, Anthony. And I'm trying not to go there, but I'm just saying.
And we talking about Atlanta, and I'm just saying Anthony seems a little feminine. I'm just gonna say it.
Anthony. What do Jamie be saying? Come to the front, Anthony.
Yes. Yes.
Both me and Tamika was trying not to go there. We tried.
But I've been going there all week because it started over there with Kenya. So hell, I might as well end it up.
Come on now. Yeah, she went there. So once she go there, there's no coming back, Anthony. So we're gonna need you to tighten up. We get you got 1 week to fix it. We don't want to hear Atlanta no more.
Okay.
So, after Anthony blows his nose, then they just hold up a bottle of opulence wine and they go toast to the good life, because why the hell not? Russell and Kobe. Kobe cat over there with a cute copycat friend. Why she gotta have a best friend named Chelsea, just like Christina got a best friend named Chelsea?
Kobe cat.
She's so cute. Her friend comes over and before she goes to talk to Kobe, Russell wants the best friend to help plan a surprise party for her dirty 30. That's cute. That's what you do. Russell, good job. Go to the best friend, make sure you get it right.
Don't be in the lavenders, child, because lavenders had
air. You don't want to go to lavender field. So she goes upstairs and basically Kobe's going over her little, influencer business and trying to set up sponsors and connections and things. And there's this, I guess it's a jewelry company that she wants to collaborate with. I have the name somewhere, but I can't really remember it. Something, Harper Ray. Harper Ray is a jewelry company. It's locally owned. So she was trying to set up a collab with Harper Ray. Harper Ray said they already have something going on with Christina and maybe they should discuss things before they move forward. I wonder why she did that. Is it because they know each other? Because I would think
so. It's probably known that they're friends.
Yeah, because I don't feel like why would I care otherwise?
Yeah, because they're friends. And she's like, hey, I'm already doing it with Christina, so just why don't y'all just do it together?
And you know what? If somebody said that about you, no hesitation.
Right.
Bet. I don't even understand. I do
Like,
understand.
oh, I know y'all was okay, like caller.
Okay, bet. Right. I
Right.
just don't understand. Like, so I get why Colby was like, oh, yeah, let me call her. So she reaches out to Christina and she's not getting any response from Christina. So
Christina husband over there in her ear, because Christina would have been good with it, I believe. Till he threw Kobe Cat all in her ear.
now they were down to the wine experience calling her insecure, and I tried to have her back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I hate to be what year is it? 2023? We halfway through. But I'm trying in 2023 moving forward not to just automatically just jump to conclusions about things. So I'm like, okay, her husband is like creating a situation that's gonna cause her to be insecure. But this right here, Christina, is looking like some different kind of insecurity that I didn't want you to have. But you know, you got somebody that's young and popping, and honestly, it seems smart to collab with, but it feels like you want to have all the shine since you're the big sister. But I got something for that too. So speaking of husband, Christina and Brandon ain't been back to the crib since the wine experience. So he comes sloughing through the house like a big slug with a messy bun ponytail, because apparently Christina is the one that combs his hair, and he ain't been home, but she could comb his hair.
So that's what's going on. That's why he was looking like that.
Yeah. Look, they did an interview with Carlos King, and he said he never developed the muscle memory to comb his ponytail. So he cut that thing off. If you see, you know, him moving forward.
I ain't seen him. How he look? Because they used to look funny.
He looked the same.
Oh, okay.
I was into that interview 5 minutes before I turned them off. I don't care.
You couldn't do it.
Because they're full of shit, both of them. It makes me wonder though, and this is another reason why I said she's starting to come off insecure. This is a perfect example of just because you're pretty don't mean you're confident, because she's a pretty woman. But what is it about somebody that looks like her and seemingly intelligent and talented, you know what I'm saying, that would marry somebody from another state 6 months after knowing them? To me, that's
wanting to be married because he ass type.
Yeah, like
yeah,
he's not on her level any type of way. He don't even like Russell and Anthony both show up dressed. You know what I'm saying? He always come through looking the fool, like just raggedy. He just
it might be that Kenya Moore wants some pretty babies type thing too.
Well, they did that. Mission accomplished. Let that nigga go.
Yeah,
because they definitely their babies are beautiful. But all them kids is cute. Shit,
they are. But you know, some people, when you insecure though, you don't necessarily know that. You know, a lot of people just be like, oh, you know, the Miss babies, the long hairs, and they don't realize pretty brown skin babies out there too. But you know, it could be part of that insecure thing.
I mean, yeah. Like I said, just because you're pretty don't mean you're a secure individual, because she's definitely now like, and she got very much in her feelings when they called her insecure. That was a trigger for her. So they're talking to the counselor, and Brandon said he ain't been back to the house since the wine experience. And the counselor's just like, why not? What happened? And he said basically, before he got married, he was popping out there in these Detroit streets. Now, I said I was going to reach out to the folks in the D. Did people in the D say he was popping? Because I don't.
Yeah, I don't know the dude. You're going to have to call your cousins.
I'm going to call my cousin.
Anything about him.
I'm going to call my cousin, see was he popping. Because I don't think he was popping. I feel like anybody that's using the term popping ain't really popping. And I'm old as hell, and I know better than that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And he's blaming it on his marriage.
No.
Seems like if you're in the music industry and your wife is in the fashion industry, wouldn't that make you more popping? Just asking.
I mean, and I'm just saying, you in this studio or whatever, I'm just like, I don't know.
You
That
do
just,
know. You know.
that whole, y'all all trying to be very Gordy asses. I don't know. It's just,
Well, I feel like that's not the way it works now. Nowadays, the kids get on TikTok and stuff, then they get popping, then they get a deal, then the people at the record label provide them development.
So if you were popping, who came out under you that we know?
I don't know, ask Yandy. Because
Who?
was she popping her and Rich Dollars over there making great things happen and we never found out who it was?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know, child, but Anthony and Dr. Latoya, it's Sunday. They have to go to church because it's a requirement. The what's their name? I don't remember their last name. But they must be at church every Sunday because Latoya's daddy is a Harris. The Harrises got to go to church every Sunday because they, her father is a pastor over there, and her father and her mother apparently are both pastors over there. So he went over there to have a discussion with the pastor child about why they didn't have his back. He wanted to go to Atlanta. Jeez.
How would you think the pastor would have your blessing and it was in the middle of COVID and he said your kid was going through shit going on?
It sounded like he was the one picking the kids up from school. Pastor was like, I'm not, this is your family.
Right.
And that's his daughter.
Right.
And you don't make sense, Anthony. If it had been last month, I would understand. But in
the midst of everybody was stressed the hell out.
Come on. And your wife works in the medical field. Like nobody was more stressed out than them.
Kids.
Nobody was more stressed out than them. So you think she got time to be at the hospital and the kids are homeschooled? My daughter was doing virtual school before the pandemic. For all the other parents, they were stressed out trying to figure out how to handle homeschool and go to work and all of that. So, Pastor said, get your act together, Anthony. And he said, okay. So I'm guessing he feels better about things. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what it is that's going to make Anthony feel better about any of this. Maybe he need to go on to Atlanta and see what's popping.
Maybe he really don't want his family. I mean, he came back, but
because Dr. Latoya said, if you don't bring your ass back, I'm cutting all the credit cards off.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of money Anthony is making over there at Roc Nation, but Child, Russell goes over to this gym to pay a visit to the gym that he's thinking about buying. And his friend gives him a tour of the gym, and the information he was getting was so basic. I was like, Russell, this is information that you would get upon entering any, like, you could be buying a daggone food truck. These are the same questions that you would be asking for any business. What I want to know is, why is he selling it? What's the money looking like now? If it's such a profitable situation to be in, why is he selling the gym, Russell? Second of all, Russell, the man told you it's going to take time, and he didn't start making money until 3 years in. So you can't be thinking that you're not going to be there.
Yeah, he going to say, well, hopefully that ain't going to happen. It happens to everyone.
Everyone. Mm-hmm. And I feel like one of the businesses that took the biggest hit during the pandemic was the gyms. I feel like that was one of the last businesses to get back open. And so what are we, 3 years in? Mm-hmm. Then 3 years, he's probably just now getting back to a regular, I ain't been back to the gym, and I don't even have any. I don't know.
I was gonna say a lot of people probably started buying their own equipment and had it at the house.
When we were out, and we would do a lot of walking. So we're walking through the neighborhood, me and my daughter walking through the neighborhood, And being in Florida, it was March, so the weather was nice. All I saw was everybody outside fixing their yards. Home Depot probably got a good amount of money during the pandemic.
They got
And
money out of me, child. I
they was
stayed up
fixing
here.
up their yards. And all you've seen is everybody's garage turned into a gym. So now they got all this equipment. And what is it? Peloton became a thing. I didn't know Peloton before that.
Mhm. Mhm.
People are working from home now, so they could work out and take a break. And so I don't even know. Now, one thing I did notice is when he left the plaza, it looked like an Anytime Fitness. So I was like, is it an Anytime Fitness that he's buying? Because at least that's a franchise that's already
Right.
established.
Right. But it's about your location. Where is it at?
Where is it at? Russell, we got more questions.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
walk through, but next time you go ahead and bring Colby with you because we're not convinced that this is going to be, a lucrative situation to be in. So apparently Anthony got the couples down in the hood at the roller skate rink because when they got down to the rink, they was like, what is we doing over here?
I know. They was all like, we on the east side. What is we doing on the east side?
Russell said he liked to go skating on all the sides of town.
He said that's his old stomping grounds where he went to school at. So that's his old neighborhood.
I'm not judging Russell.
I did.
I mean, not Russell, Anthony. I'm not judging Anthony. I'm judging, but not about that. You go skate wherever you need to skate. They probably was like, is my car safe out here? Because I do know. Last time I went to Detroit and my uncle parked his car outside on the street. When it was time for us to leave, his car was not there.
Who was that?
Uncle Lewis.
Oh, and he lived in the D.
Right. We went over to visit a cousin who has a lot of children.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering, is that who y'all went to go see?
Bro, are you really just sitting there like bobbing on
I'm just gonna listen to y'all.
No, you can't listen to this one. Because we're saying a lot of inappropriate things, especially auntie over there.
You guys shouldn't.
We shouldn't, and we won't, but go ahead.
I can't make no promise.
Come back and do your
Against my booty.
Come back and do your part when we're done.
So Brandon and Anthony are wobbling around on some skates. Apparently Brandon ain't been on skates in a while.
I ain't either. I don't know, not with these knees. I don't even want to try it. Never mind.
Listen, I said this on my video, on my review, and I'm gonna say it again. I do want to go skating. However, I need to buy me and Katie some skates because I ain't gonna be able to put no rental skates on. Anthony said he ain't got on 3 pair of socks, and I was like, I'm with you, Anthony, because the last time I went skating, I could barely focus, and this was prior to the big C. I was not comfortable. I don't like bowling shoes.
I just gonna say same thing with bowling shoes. I have my own pair of shoes.
I got to have my own. So
I had shoes, bowling balls, the whole nine.
Maybe for Christmas. Well, your mama and Rodney, they have bowling balls and
they was on bowling leagues.
They were on leagues, yeah. I need to get my own skates. So I'm with you, Anthony. I ain't gonna be able to do that. So they skate around for a minute, and then Russell and Colby show up. They show up late to the party. It was a bunch of pleasantries. I feel like Christina was already acting a little weird.
Yeah, because they've been at home talking about it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so Russell showed up, and him and Colby have a little sidebar, and Russell tells her that he went over to the gym. Russell, I like you, but you're going to have to... Your decision-making be making me uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. I don't think this particular meeting was a big deal, though. Like, basically, he did a walkthrough, but the thing that I didn't like was he said he was 85% sure he was ready to go ahead and make that deal. You're not 85% sure.
Take your wife back over there and let her
Back
ask
up.
important questions.
'Cause we got to have the right questions asked.
Right.
We don't care who uses these machines and how many smoothies you sell. Them ain't the right questions. Then he told her, like, if he ain't gonna be able to be there like on a regular, that's what she can leave what she doing and come over there. And you want her to 9 to 5 at the gym?
That's not what we agreed to.
I didn't even say I wanted no gym. I said, what? She ain't working there, Russell. That's not what we doing. Russell like Tisha. He over there. He's got a nonprofit and he's gonna be a preacher and he's gonna run
and he's in the military. That's all a lot.
He need to sit down somewhere and figure out. He said he is a visionary and her job is to execute the vision. And I would like to punch him in his throat for saying that, because her job is to execute her own vision, not yours.
He that type that every couple of months it's gonna be something different. He gonna flow on to the next idea.
I want you to be handling things though. Yeah, Russell, she's not working there. So we get over, the ladies. So it's time for Christina and Colby to go ahead and have this conversation that, Christina been avoiding. First, Christina said, based on what she's going through, that she just needed some time and space for Christina. Then she said she was confused. And I say bullshit, she was definitely not confused. And if you were confused, you could have picked up the phone. But let me say this. Christina has 28.8 thousand followers on Instagram. Colby has 55.9 thousand followers. So Colby has virtually double. She got double the amount of followers that Christina has. Their pages are completely different. There's not a whole lot of, like, when you look at the Instagram, they're not the same. Aside from the cute little babies, but if you got a cute little baby, of course you're gonna put it in your in your story. And the husbands. Well, all the ladies want to look at Russell. Don't nobody really want to look at Brandon, so she could left him off the thing. TikTok. Colby has 65,000 followers on TikTok, and Christina has 300 followers on TikTok. So who's influencing who? I'm curious, because it feels like Colby is like a good distance in front of you in terms of numbers. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the money is coming from sponsorship, but I don't know how that whole thing works. Oh, the baby's bald-headed.
Moody.
So they start going back and forth because Christina's singing this song and dance about how she's confused. And you know who was confused? LaToya was confused. LaToya was confused as to why Christina was acting dumb. She's looking at her like, I don't understand. Like, your friend, y'all was going to do a collaboration. And if you didn't understand, why you ain't pick up the phone? It was so much gaslighting going on from Christina. I was like, look at there. These women that have these whack ass husbands sure try to perform that bullshit on other people when they get out in the street. Is he fussing at me for saying a bad word?
No, he went upstairs.
So the conversation got escalated because, Colby's pretty much like, what are you talking about? If you were confused, you could have ended the confusion with a phone call. You know what I'm saying? So you're not making sense. And, after they got loud, the men, leave their conversation because they're over somewhere having a conversation about man movements, and Brandon is like, what we need to do is get on this showcase, and what we should do is like gather up these investors, and then we can get like these artists to come perform and see who's gonna sign them. Like my artist is gonna perform. Who's gonna be responsible for bringing up these investors? Is he looking at Anthony to make this happen?
We know he can't do it. That's why he got them involved in it.
Right. Russell don't do music showcases. Russell does preaching, fundraising, and gyms. He don't even go to the club. So
Right.
I don't even, he's sitting there. He's like, I don't know what you're doing. Whatever you're doing, though, please tell your wife about it before you start, because ain't nobody trying to be in the middle of that shit again.
That part.
But and Anthony wasn't saying nothing. He was looking at Brandon like, what we gonna do now? We're gonna get the investors to do what? Because it sounds like a whole lot of work coming from Anthony's side of the room, and all you bringing is this girl that's your artist that we had. How many artists do you have?
This the only one he care about, and that's the problem.
Well, have he got down to the screenshots yet, or they still in the beginning phases of this partnership? They walk away because the girls get escalated, and Russell walked over there and they give him a little insight of what's going on. And Russell basically decided, he was really trying to de-escalate the situation. He was like, y'all are homegirls, like y'all should just talk to each other and call each other up. And, if it's too much, you just say, sis, you're doing too much, fall back, slow down a little bit. Brandon takes the opportunity to say, since my wife said I wasn't defending her, I'm gonna go ahead and defend her. You want to defend her against your friends attacking her at a table, but when her little girlfriend is over here that you don't like, that you've been trying to turn her against her this whole time, and clearly it's worked. And I feel like a little insecurity is going on and a little bit of envy is going on, because regardless to what Russell got going on, with his little slick slide, leaving out details and making plans without telling his wife, he definitely defends his wife. I think he actually likes her a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Apparently so. This one says he didn't. He didn't told the other girl before he ain't like her.
He don't like her.
Yeah.
And so I feel like Christina, you got a little insecurity going on, and maybe a little envy as well. Brandon jumps in and says, like, it just seems like, Colby is trying to swagger jacker over here Christina's style, and then she tried to snatch up a hairstylist, and Colby's like, what are you talking about? I didn't snatch no hairstylist, and my agency is the one that reached out. And I feel like there's probably 4 or 5 tops that the people go through, that the agencies go to. There's go-to people, makeup artists, hairstylists. There's a go-to group. You know what I mean? That everybody knows. If you go to a photo shoot, there's probably the same 4 people always there, because they're the go-tos. You know what I'm saying? In the city. So yeah, no, she wasn't trying to steal her hairstylist. And he was like, it's a whole bunch of things that she's done that, that she copied from Christina. And Colby's like what? Well, I can't think of anything right now. But it seems like you're being a little bit of a Colby cat. And I was like, that right there lets you know that they've been talking. He did not come up with Colby cat in that moment. He didn't nickname that girl that. And now that's what they're over there calling her. And when he came back home, he made it a campaign against Colby, and then Christina just going along with it, because she's living in her fantasy in her head that she's in a happy marriage. Russell say, hold up now. We're not doing that. He said, are you trying to start something? No. He said, let's go. Russell was like, I feel like he could feel the heat welling all up in.
See, because he could do that with Anthony, because Anthony don't say nothing. So he thought he could pour that same mess with Russell.
Maybe. Well, LaToya doesn't say nothing, but Colby is very much outspoken. And so Anthony was like, because he said it before, if Colby wanted to come for you, she would have did it. So rather than have his wife arguing with this little bitch over here, he, separated himself from the situation. And that's how that episode ended, with them leaving. But looks like next week, they're gonna have a little meetup, because Russell wants to talk to Brandon man to man. So and Brandon shows up with a shirt on that got Christina's picture all over it. I was like, no, that ain't some nonsense. And apparently Russell took the moment to uninvite them to the birthday party.
Russell mad.
Christina said she wasn't going no way. Why? Why would you not be going?
That wasn't even enough to be beefing with nobody about.
Especially when you know what it is, and at the end of the day, you ain't gonna have no friends. You better hope he don't chase off Chelsea.
Hmm.
And then it looks like Anthony and Latoya and Brandon and Christina are gonna have a little beat up, and then they about to fall out with them too. So
Good
we'll see
luck.
how that all turns out, child.
Let's second third.
But that was the Love and Marriage Detroit. Do you got something to tell the people?
Do you gonna tell the people something?
Smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel. It's not on.
Smash that thumbs up
How do
button.
I said it.
Subscribe to our channel.
I said it.
We'll see y'all in the next one.
I said it.
Bye, y'all.